Hello, final spoonity tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play my silly challenge run, the Solo Bard. So, hi folks, how's it going? It's me, BlueAnkylo. It's been a few hours. Honestly, it went fairly reasonably on my grind in between episodes. Compared to a thief, not bad. It's not fast, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. The multi-attack does work pretty efficiently. So I'll show you quickly sort of what we've been doing. I did switch to the hit rate harp, which does a little bit less damage, but that does get us 2 attacks. Ooh. And with stat maxing, some decent damage. If you're not stat maxing, you're probably going to be at 9 or 10 damage, which is a bit considerably worse, and maybe some less health and stuff. But yeah, that's it. Just using that hit scarf. We'll eventually get an 8% and 12% hit scarf, which is important for calculating whether or not we can kill anything. But I am pretty confident we are going to be able, at least we have a chance, to kill wizards now. I leveled up to 15. I think I explained this in the last one. 84 hit points means we need about 3 attacks. You can, oddly enough, miss on your second attack, even though bards can't miss. You don't guaranteed get 2 hits. Sad to be that story. And our evade is pretty solid. Like, we've been getting good agility gains and good luck gains. But yeah, we really need to dodge and basically get good turn order and only fight 2, which is pretty normal for a lot of solo runs. So, okay. And the fact that we ignore their absorb should make this a pretty reliable fight. 16 absorb isn't crazy, but on a thief, it's enough that you mostly need crits. For us, though, we're just going to do our baseline damage. And you could do the math. I think I've talked about this a little bit. It's 11 to 22 is your base damage range. A crit will do more, but we're not going to get crits. And we'll get 2 attacks. So 11 to 22 times 2, 22 to 44 means on average around 33 damage per attack. At level 13, it would have been 2 less, which is why I grinded a little bit higher, because 84 divided by 33 is like 3 hits pretty reliably. If the average was 30, it's still probably 3 attacks, but you might miss one. I think it's just, it's fine. Also, we're at the level where enemies start to run away from us. So, although I was okay going to level 15, it does start to slow down as things like Kaizoku start to run away. So, I'll take a couple fights here just to show you how the grind works. But we're at the point where we actually might need to start finding alternative targets, because Sahags and Kaizoku. Look at that, we can one-shot a group of Sahags now. It's pretty impressive, right? But, yeah, a couple more level ups and we'd probably have to go fight something else, especially if we go to like level 20. Sharks will stick around, which is what usually I grind on for solo, but sharks are not good for us. We can probably kill a shark, but we'll have to rest after it. This is a lot more efficient. Yeah, red Sahag's not too much to worry about these days. And this is just off a hard reset, so it goes Kaizoku, Sahag with red Sahag. And that gets you a few hundred XP. We could definitely go level 16, 17 for a while on this grind. It won't work forever, but it's definitely good enough for now. You can also definitely fight stuff around Elfland if you want to do... I think actually arachnids work really well. Some of the wolf packs are okay. Ogres are still a little bit slow, but you can beat ogres. Like, there's a Groger double ogre fight around here, which is still good XP. But ogres and stuff will start running around now as well, or at least soon. But yeah, we can do a 1v1 ogre. We're probably going to 3 or 4 round it, depending on our rolls. That's over 50 damage. Yeah, 4 round, probably pretty standard. So, not bad. It's not fast. And I think we're better against area, like multi-target is still more efficient for bards, but hey, we leveled up enough that we can pretty much kill anything in the Elfland area. Technically, there's like scorpions in the wild out here. They'll probably kill us. Geist, pretty good chance of stun locking us, of course. But, oops, forgot to save. The other thing I'll show off before we do this dungeon is I finally looked up some of the encounter tables. It's not something I wanted to do, but I felt it might be useful. So on a hard reset into Marsh, you can force a fight that's good for the Bard. I think it's 2 to 4 scums. They don't always ambush you. But this is actually a really easy fight, and these probably won't run for a bit longer. So there's a lot of enemies in Marsh that, assuming you can win the fight fairly easily, and that's fine. Good XP, like that's more than Sahagins. Like one Sahag pack is maybe half of that. You might get poisoned, but those fights, oddly enough, are very good on the Bard. And it just costs you a tent, and then you can hard reset as many times as you want. But if you want to see the early encounter pool, this fight, pretty bad. We don't really like that one. But then the next few are decent, actually. I'm not trying to memorize all the encounter pools, but yeah, another scum, I think 2 to 4 or 1 to 4. Pretty easy for Bard. And then if we want to stick around a little bit longer, the mucks are not great. This is one battle you might want to reset out of as well. At least until you're strong enough to kill them. I mean, once we have double attack, I don't think you should be doing Marsh. If you're going solo Bard, stay out of Marsh until you've got 2 hits, basically. At level 13 minimum, I think. Otherwise, most of these fights are just going to take way too long. Imagine that taking twice as long, basically. Good XP, though, right? Mucks are good for XP. And then the next 2 fights are pretty chill. Shadows are going to ambush you, but they don't do that much damage. I mean, they generally ambush you. It's kind of their deal. We're just lucky they don't drain your strength and kill you instantly. So I think we can do one more encounter after this for another shadow fight, and that's probably as far as I would go off a hard reset. I think after that we start running into a lot of stun locking enemies. Both zombie ghoul packs and also the crawl bone pack, which is bad for us. I think we'll be okay here. A little bit low. Yeah, pretty reliably two-shotting those. So anyway, I haven't really done much grinding in Marsh, but I think that proves that as long as you have lots of money, you could do this if you want. And I think it pays for itself. Or at least close. But anyway, that's that. Let's go give this a shot. Oh, I didn't do a hard reset, so you'll get to maybe see what the next bad encounter is. Yeah. I guess this fight's not too bad. It's not great for us, but at least it's not stun locking, right? That's only hitting hard. But we basically need to stay at full health and hope that we don't get stun locked or just smacked by scorpions. The worst encounters are the large ghoul pack. The crawl can definitely get us, and scorpions certainly have a chance. Other than that, it's not too bad. And at least it's pretty short. Yeah, that's probably GG on our first attempt. Oh, a high enough level for them to run. Maybe. Okay. That's the value of over-leveling, of course. Sometimes you get lucky. We're only level 15, which is pretty reasonable for solo. This is pretty bad ambush. We're going to take a lot of damage. It would be worth a ton of XP. If you had, like, Fire 2 or something, might be worth trying to clear, but... I think, actually, the mucks are weak to, like, Lightning. Lightning 2 would do this one. But, anyway, we got away, a little bit lucky. Will the luck hold, though? Because this is the easy part. This is the hard part. Okay, good luck. We might have this. 2 is the minimum size. We really need to not miss and actually dodge. One more round will kill the bottom one, but we might be dead. Okay. Bad show there. I don't think a lot of extra levels are going to make much difference. Marginally, right? Like, every level up, a little bit more hit points. Every 2 levels up, theoretically, gives us a little bit more damage. But the chance of killing them in 2 attacks rather than 3 will require a lot of... that's bad luck, too. It will require a lot of levels. I think, given they have 84 health, you need to average, you know, at least 42 damage. That means our base damage needs to be... half, so 42 half, we need to do 21 damage on average, which means our base damage needs to be 15 to 30, but put us at, what is that, 22? That's still not enough. Well, no, 22 times 2 is 45, times 2 is 90. 2 attacks twice, but we have to hit them all, and we don't always hit them all, so that's not leaving much of a buffer. But yeah, getting up to 15 damage per hit, that's 8 more levels. With stat maxing, even. With normal levels up, I don't know, probably like 12 or 15 levels. And we do not want to be here at level 30. So, yeah, I think that breakpoint is too far away. We're not going to be getting a 3rd swing ever. And... I mean, with that fight, you should probably always just swing your harp at those, but... chances are we're going to lose, so getting kills and XP doesn't really matter. You don't keep it when you die. Good encounters so far. So I'm hoping I get a little bit lucky for this recording session. It could take a dozen or more tries here. We got lucky with the size. Like, 2 wizards is what we need. And there's definitely the chance that we do this and get 3 or 4 over and over again, and that's probably impossible. Yeah, I mean, we'll try, but we're rolling low here as well. Really? Yeah, it's 2 shot. That's not promising. Crit for 175. Wow. I mean, if I can't get this, I will go back to my grinds. But I am... well, I'll tell you what. I did a little test run before I started recording, and I beat them. So I actually know 100% that it's possible at our level. I didn't save it because I wanted to show off, you know, in the recording, not just be like, oh, by the way, trust me, bro. But I actually 100% know we can do this. I mean, I didn't escape. I just... actually, I think it was my first try, literally. Because it worked on my first try, I'm like, this won't be too bad. I just ran down there, fought 2 wizards, and killed them. I don't know. Maybe I got crazy good luck, but we might be dead here as well. No, good turn order. Should have known that this is a like 1 in 100, and I rolled it first try, basically. No, I don't think it's that bad. I think our first 2 wizard fight was just we didn't dodge anything. We can definitely dodge. You can definitely dodge, Mr. Spoon. Good rolls, very good damage. Not too bad on the counter. Okay, they're 1 hit away from death. All we needed was 1 dodge, or at least not a crit. And then if we go first on the 3rd round, we win. So that's how close it is. Like, we need some decent luck, but I think that was close enough to prove that. Like, we did 70-ish damage to both of them. I think even if we missed 1 on the 3rd round, we would be fine. But, yes, you need to go first. And you do need maybe to dodge 1 of their attacks. And certainly not get crit by them. Scorpions, man. They're brutal. So what, that was 3 attempts. Really only 2 real attempts, because the number, you gotta fight against 2. I don't think we have, outside of absolutely insane dodge luck, I don't think we ever defeat 3 or 4 wizards with this guy. But that was the same with the thief. And honestly, even the white mage. Alright. 4 is real bad. Almost certainly just insta-killed. Probably should just reset when you see these, honestly. Yeah, they 1-round us. Okay. How you guys doing? Enjoying some silly bard challenges here? We could talk about all the marsh cave monsters and where they come from in FF or in D&D. Shadows are standard D&D incorporeal monsters, non-corporeal. Usually they drain strength. They're pretty annoying, but they're not very strong. Zombies and ghouls are classics, of course. Zombies usually have some sort of wake up instead of dying effect, and ghouls are classically good at stunning you. Paralyzing claws or something. You should be able to make an elf character that's immune to it, though. I think is the rule. You know, D&D stuff. What else we got in here? The scums are green slime. They're like... I'm not even sure they're considered sentient, but they're aggressive plant that's... usually it's more of a trap that like sits on the roof and then falls on you and eats you. Pretty sure that's what the scums are, the green ones. They do resist most things, and that's pretty classic. I'm fairly confident the crawls are ropers. I think I talked about that before. They get a lot of attacks. Ropers get, I think in 5th edition, they get 4 like long-range rope attacks where they try to use their tendrils. And if they hit you, you are restrained. Not paralyzed, but we don't have a restrained condition in FF1. So restrained, I guess, might as well be stunned. Bones are just skeletons, easy peasy. Werewolves are werewolves, that's a thing, right? Although we don't have the non-magical melee weapon immunity, where creatures being straight up immune to non-silvered, non-magical weapons. But in older editions, I think that was also true. I know 5th edition rule set a bit better than the old ones. Alright, attempt number 5. Good chance. Bad damage. Good dodge. If we go first, we can kill the bottom one. If we roll high, we can kill the top one. We did not go first. Again, proving that we're pretty close. Pretty close. Look at the sentient algae coming to corrode us to death. Mucks would be... What are they? Oh, scorpions are just giant scorpions. That's pretty standard. Lots of animals are just giant versions. That's nothing too crazy. Mucks are they gray oozes, I think? There's ochre jellies, which are the orange ones in Earth. There's the metal slimes in Sky are the other one. There's... Oh man, I forget how they line up, but there's the gray oozes and the... What's the other one called? Sorry, my D&D naming is failing me here. It's in 5th edition. It's in the standard monster manual, but I don't think we can win this one, but, you know, might as well give it the attack. Just, I don't know, maybe we crit or something. Yeah. So this will take a while. I hope I can show it off on camera, though. Yeah, mucks are... I mean, one of the oozes, anyway. Not gelatinous ooze. There's no, FF1 gelatin. That took too much damage. I don't feel like using, 10 heal potions on the first fight. Oh, come on, ambushes. Gray ooze plus... I'm gonna have to look it up. I have a spreadsheet. I'm collecting all of them, and I have figured most of them out, I think. Okay, I can do it while we're running away. Google Drive. Okay, keep running. I'll get it. Well, I'll get it in the downtime while we're trying to run. Alright, run. Oh, we ran too fast. 1, 2, 3. Try to run. Actually, we got a preemptive strike. Come on, give me something good. 2 is good. Bad. Decent. Decent. Bad-ish. We didn't even survive that one. Yeah, I mean, maybe there is a world where we get a few more levels, and then we can reliably survive 4 hits, rather than just we survive 3 hits right now, give or take. In which case, well, I'll have to put a cut in. I mean, I know we can win. It's just, you know, what are the odds? My monster. There's my monster replacement charge. Okay. So, in my research, where's the oozes? Oh, stunned again, dang. You want muck. I actually haven't... Oh yeah, I'll share this with the YouTube one day, but... It's not fully complete, and I've been distracted recently. Haven't spent much time on my my Final Fantasy 1 D&D modern D&D translation campaign. I think it'll be fun. I definitely want to run it. I don't know who I'm going to run it for. I don't have a lot of friends in my real life that care about FF1. I don't know if my regular D&D group would be into this. But maybe I'll figure something out. Maybe I'll open it up to Discord members. That's a bit sketchy. Let's just bring some random internet strangers in. That'll definitely turn into a good D&D group. It's possible, but we have to do some serious vetting of you guys before you join up. I guess if you're interested, leave a comment and I'll think about it. But yeah, I need a little bit more motivation to get that project done. I've actually made a ton of progress on it, but there's definitely some more like general dungeon layout prep I need to do. Where? Yeah, I'm just like it's not sorted alphabetically. I have it sorted in the order they appear in the bestiary in game. Oh, of course, the screaming. I do have like a 100-page campaign book already written. Like it needs some review, of course, and it needs to be play tested. But it's actually pretty close to ready. 2 wizards, good. Damage, good. Counter damage, bad. We need a dodge. So if we had 60 more hit points, and then we definitely got turn order on the 3rd round, we could have pretty easily won that fight. But maybe relying on evasion is just not reliable enough for this to work. Like I said, I am very confident this is possible. Do I still have my joining? I don't do a lot of video editing these days on YouTube. If I put a cut in here, can I still I think I still know how to rejoin files together. I don't think OBS does it automatically. Usually would not. I want to give it one more attempt, and then I'll maybe... Well, okay. There's a couple things I need to do. How many good level ups for HP are coming in the near future? Because if I need, like, 50 or 60 more hit points, you know, that's not necessarily 2 levels. That's, like, maybe a lot of level ups. And I'm not sure how much more I want to grind for those. One more 2-pack of wizards, and I'll see how I feel about going back to grinding. But we're definitely doing a bit of face walling here. There's the muck. Okay. So, oh, black pudding is the one that I forgot about. That's it. So, I'm pretty sure the mucks we fight here are considered gray oozes in D&D terms. The oozes in Earth are ochre jellies, and the slimes in FF1 Flying Fortress, and also Temporal Fiends Revisited. Pretty sure those are black pudding. Black pudding are much stronger than the other slime types. That's why they're the late game one. And they're also weak to fire, which is what slimes are weak to. So, yeah. Gray ooze for these guys. They're not too strong usually. I mean, they hit pretty hard, but comparatively, they're fairly low HP. There isn't even a monster stat block for green slimes in 5th edition. I think there was in older editions. It was just a monster plant. But there's actually like 2 plant monsters in 5th edition. I'm guessing, but 2 or 3, like Shambling Mound and maybe you can count the mushrooms. But yeah, they kind of got rid of a lot of their plant monsters. I don't know why. Maybe no one likes fighting plants. So the good news is we get to this fight pretty reliably. I mean, yeah, we're going to get stunned every now and then, but even if stunned, there's a chance. Stunned again. Alright, we're dead. Come on, one more good effort. Gotta believe. Unfortunately, we're getting to the half an hour of attempts almost point where it's like, yeah. I guess I should just always be recording when I'm playing solo, just so that it's there. I can always pick it up and be like, hey, look, I finally beat these guys. Just to prove it's possible. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you guys probably believe me, right? The fact that we're so close means we just need a little bit of good luck. A little bit more good luck than we're getting. Maybe it's a lot of good luck total, but I don't know. I don't know what the odds are. It's tricky. I don't know what the actual hit rate versus evade rate is for wizards. Like, I'm not sure how the game calculates it. Oh, wow. That's the first time we've died to gargoyles. Failure to run. And they definitely hit pretty hard. Gargoyles, of course, another standard D&D monster. Oops. Shouldn't surprise you there. There is a couple of the spectral undead that I think they actually got the naming conventions wrong based on the D&D origins. Let me see if I can clear that up here while I'm just looking at stuff. Because I remember I made a note that the game actually names them probably wrong, interestingly enough. I think it's like the Spectre, maybe, or something like that. Next fight, I'll see if I can find it. Okay, I've got them on screen. So we've got shadows, images, wraiths, and ghosts for spectral undead in FF1, right? And kind of in that order. Shadows only do dark, whereas images, wraiths, and ghosts can all paralyze, touch you. But they're all basically the same sprite and same sort of style. They resist all the same stuff. And, I mean, ghosts are probably not nearly as strong in D&D. But maybe they're thinking they possess a party member, and then you hit your friends really hard, and that's how the ghosts do that much damage. But, yeah, they're a bit busted. So those actually lined up really well. So it must be the corporeal ones then. Zombie, ghoul, geist, specter. So in the game, was it specters are the strongest? Maybe I'm crazy. It's all lining up now that I'm looking at it. Oh, it's images, right? What's an image? Image is not an actual D&D name. Images are probably whites. In my research is like they're probably whites. A D&D monster. A wraith can be a wraith, a ghost can be a ghost, and a shadow can be a shadow. But oh, well, geists are ghasts. Ghouls are ghouls, zombies are zombies. Specters can be specters, but specters, okay. Specters are not corporeal. Maybe that was what I was thinking is the mistake, technically speaking. In D&D, specters are definitely incorporeal, ghostly. In fact, I think... I forget. But anyway, yeah, stuff like that, I'm a little bit rusty on it, but I definitely put a lot of work trying to figure out the direct monster association. Most of them are pretty easy. Some of them you have to use your imagination. Like one of the ones that was tricky was, what's a green Medusa? Because there's regular Medusas that can glance you. But what's a grr Medusa, a green Medusa? It could be a greater Medusa. Stuff like that has sort of existed through time. But you know what it could easily be? It could be a Yuan Ti snake person that also has the ability to poison and stone people, basically. Like, probably a fairly powerful one would be a Yuan Ti Anathema. Something like that might classify for sort of Medusa snake-based, but not just another Medusa that's bigger. So that's like, there's a little bit of ambiguity. But if, in my campaign, if I've already done a Medusa encounter for one dungeon, I can throw in some Yuan Ti in another dungeon and basically have them be my Gur Medusa equivalent. And that should work out pretty well. Little things like that are still somewhat questionable. You could also say the Peds you know, outside of Crescent Lake. They might be giant centipedes or actually onkegs, a classic, you know, insectoid creature, large insectoid. Well, this is bad. I said one more good encounter, and it's not looking like we're getting one. I mean, honestly, there's I think 0% chance of winning those. What else did I have in my interesting list here? Oh, the eye is the... So there's a variety of beholder likes. The eye, the whatever they're called, the ones in the sea nearby, the odd eyes, that's the name they go. Would probably be one of the weaker beholder variants. Because they can still stun touch you. I think I had a good name for them too here. I'm calling them probably spectators, although you maybe could use gazers. Gazers are really weak. But if you want a bit stronger variant, the spectators would definitely work. The big eye is actually a weird one, because that's the underwater one with the sharks. There used to be a monster called Eye of the Deep, which was basically an underwater beholder that had, like, instead of eye stalks, it had kind of, I think it's like vaguely crab claws. I think it had 2 claws. So it very much, but that doesn't exist in 5th edition anymore. But yeah, Eye of the Deep was an old one. There's also Morkoths, although I'm not sure that's a great connection. Morkoths are a bit more powerful. They're a complicated creature, probably bigger than what a big eye needs to be. Dang. Okay, this is my last attempt. We're at 30 minutes in. I'm gonna cut the video if I can't. I'm gonna reach the wizards one more time. Hopefully it's a 2 wizard and we get one more shot. Otherwise, yeah, this is gonna take a while. There's no way to save in dungeons unless you're cheating with a green wizard, or a time wizard, I guess. But it would be nice to just see what the chances are, right? Like, save in front of it and just see how many, like, if I die 20 times in a row, I'll be like, okay, we're nowhere near it, right? I think asps are giant poisonous snakes. And then, because they do venom, like, when you get bit by an asp, you're poisoned. Whereas where there are cobras, they do not they cannot poison you. So they have to be giant constrictor snakes. So you've got, like, 2 different kinds of the big boy snakes. Dang it. I think we're dead again. Dang. I thought with our high luck stat and everything, we might be doing this a little bit more efficiently. It's just luck, you know. Like I said, you just take my word for it. But I literally did 1 run before I started this recording, because I got to level 15. I'm like, I wonder if this is enough to maybe get this to work. I did 1 run and beat the wizards first try. So I was like, we'll just start the episode here then. We'll have to do it a couple times, surely, but it won't be that bad. Here we are, 30 minutes of grinding later. I couldn't get as lucky as I got on my first run. But you might not believe me. I don't know. Maybe you're like, bards are impossible. This is dumb. I don't think you wouldn't be watching this long if you thought this was dumb. You guys think this is amazing. Sea snakes, there's no easy version, but maybe a giant coral snake. Although I don't think, can sea snakes poison you? I can't remember. I wrote it down as no, they actually don't poison you, oddly enough. That might just be like a coding error, honestly. But, because most real life sea snakes are pretty venomous. Alright, well, we're not winning this one. But anyway, maybe if I get my high range damage. So, like, we did 39 damage with a high roll there. That must have been... It's possible, because we could do 22 times 2. Our max damage right now is 44, which means technically we could 2-shot a wizard if we attack twice. The odds are very low, but as we level up, it'll become more and more possible that we two-shot them, and maybe that's another way we could get the win. If there's two wizards and we get lucky and kill one on the second turn, that reduces the number of hits we take. Anyway, yeah, this is looking... Trust me that it's possible, but not easy. So I'm looking at my level up chart. Level 16 is a big HP growth level. So even one more level will get me to about... What's my vitality these days? 18, so plus 4, plus 20, so 24 plus a random range. So 25-ish we can rely on. That's not going to be enough to survive another hit, very likely. And then the next good level up for health is 19. 19 is also the point where we're doing 2 more damage, because that's 4 levels. So do I grind all the way to the 19s? Oof, oof. I mean, that's kind of what Thief had to do. That will put us at 22 strength and 13 base damage. 13 to 26 averages about, we'll say 20 damage rounded up. Times 2 is 40. Maybe 40. If you hit twice, you do 40 damage average. If you roll up a little bit, 2 attacks at 40 could roll up to 84. It's definitely possible. And we'll have at least 50 more hit points, plus 2 level ups, so at least 60 more hit points. If we come back at 19, we will be at least 270, and that might be enough to survive 4 non-crit attacks. I think at level 19 it will be much more likely, but it is I was really hoping I could pull this off at 15, but I think we've proven it's close, but maybe not close enough, and we'd be better off spending our time grinding. So I'm gonna end this here, and hopefully when you guys come back in just a second, I will be level 19 and we'll try a few more times. And then we should be able to beat Astos at 19. We'll see. Anyway, sorry, I thought we'd get this at 15. I overestimated a little bit. Maybe got too lucky, and now not lucky enough. See you guys in, well, a while.